What is going on, snipers? Naeem Al-Obeidi here. I hope you're all enjoying your day today. Let's go on and just dive right into our daily cryptocurrency content and analytics for today. We're going to be talking about Tron burning 1 billion coins now to celebrate its independence from the Ethereum blockchain. As you guys know, Tron is now creating their own blockchain with their mainnet due to launch here. And with that being said, they're going to go ahead and burn 1 billion tokens. We're going to talk about why this may or may not be a good thing for Tron and what Justin Sun's true intentions are here, because we do know with the Binance coin, because they burn coins on a quarterly basis, we've typically seen a breakout in its price. So are we going to see a breakout with Tron's price now that they're burning coins? That's the question we're going to ask, and then we're going to dive into some other headlines. Looking at Bitcoin's technical analysis, you can see here we have a Bitcoin cup in my hand. Actually, this is an EOS cup. Not to divert that fast, but check this out. Got this EOS cup, and I have a Bitcoin one too. But anyways, we've got this little wedge here forming with Bitcoin's pricing. You can see we've seen a slight consolidation here between that $6,100 to $6,900 range. And now you can see we're approaching the end of this wedge here towards this apex. And the question is whether or not we're going to break out positive or not. I mean, right now we're following a positive trend up, so there's a very good chance we can break positive. And I think if we do, it's not just going to be a slight breakout. I think we'll see something pretty significant, kind of like we saw here previously, where every time we really went down to these lower levels, you can see we've seen quite a bit of exuberance when we've seen price levels start to mature and head above that EMA. And you can see here now we're starting to kind of go on top of that EMA or slightly above it. And in my opinion, all it's going to take is a little bit more buy volume to come in and takes Bitcoin's price completely out of this little wedge here, which would be interesting to see because that could be a potential breakout right there. You can see the MACD's already crossed over, and it's a question of whether or not we're going to go ahead and curve through, completing this fractal formation here. Very similar to what happened here as we curved here. We can see the similar pattern here form right now. So that's what I'm looking at here. It kind of looks like teeth here, right? It's like a teeth x-ray. You've got one teeth here and one teeth there. But anyways, let's dive into our first headline for today. Tron will burn 1 billion coins to celebrate its independence from Ethereum. You can see here it says, to commemorate this exciting moment, Tron Foundation will conduct a burn of 1 billion TRX all at once, which is worth 50 million US dollars according to today's market price. So why are they doing this? Well, here's my opinion. I understand this market is based upon hype. That's really the overall driver for this market right now. If somebody has a huge PR campaign and a lot of people hear about a coin like Verge or Tron, you just see these coins go up in value, and you see a lot of people FOMO into these coins thinking that it has intrinsic value. And I think that Tron and Justin Sun leading Tron is a very smart CEO in the fact that he's deciding to burn tokens, because it's almost like a commodity, or even like gold. If you were to think of it as gold, right? The less gold, the more valuable gold is. So the less TRX coins that are in circulation, the more valuable it could be over the long term. So I think he's just trying to kind of keep Tron at the forefront, trying to do more and more things. But what I'm really looking for is to see why he's burning these coins. I know it's talking about being an celebration, but I think there has to be a better reason than just a celebration. Would you guys agree with me or not? So leave it in the chat or leave it in the comments below. You can see here it follows into the article saying coin burns are often used to encourage supporters to hold their coins for the long term, because a lower supply of coins can mean an increase in value. So what do you guys think about that? Our next headline here, talking about Nano, a coin that we've covered for quite some time here. You can see it says Nano will be the cryptocurrency of 2018, instant transactions with zero fees. So what I'm interested in right now are the projects that have true intrinsic value in the next 2 to 5 years, because that's where we're going to see the majority of liquidity flow into, as we expect to see more and more money come into this market from institutional investors, hedge funds, and things of that nature. So knowing that Nano is a project we've been watching for quite some time. If you guys don't remember Nano, it was actually branded as Ray Blocks before it turned into Nano. This is an awesome project, and I highly recommend you guys start looking into projects like this. I'll leave the article link in the description below, but I definitely wanted to go over this, and I wanted to also do a quick technical analysis. You can see here with Nano, we've kind of approached approached this accumulation zone here. We're not going below. It looks like we've bottomed out here right around that 3,900 Satoshi range. Right now, hovering right around 4,300 Satoshis. I wouldn't be surprised to see Nano's price go back up to these highs. I mean, look how low it is at this point. I mean, it really, at one point, peaked out at, prices as high as 29,000 Satoshis. So being at 4,000 Satoshis right now, in my opinion, it has a lot of potential here over the next few weeks. And you can see we're starting to see this MACD starting to cross over. And then to transition onto the next headline here, China really, really likes EOS. You can see here it says EOS is by far the China's favorite blockchain, distantly followed by Ethereum and Neo. Isn't that interesting? Neo having such a large presence in China. People actually tout Neo as the Chinese Ethereum, has less support in China than EOS and Ethereum. So interesting to know that, right? Also, see here it says EOS actually has astounding technical advantages in transaction confirmations, efficiency, network throughput, and transaction costs. So big deal here. Remember, EOS possibly going to be taking over Ethereum on coin market cap. As you can see here, approaching slowly, you can see Ethereum being number 2 here at $51 billion here in total market cap. The market's not looking too well today. Let's go ahead and delete some of these highlights. At the end of the day, we still are in this phase in which our market is just going up and down between these price zones, really following Bitcoin around that 6,100 to 6,900 range like we talked about before. And in my opinion, we're going to be seeing that for quite some time until we can get more confidence in Bitcoin's price. And I think that will come as more volume starts to flow into this market. We've seen a little bit more volume coming in here, as you can see with this volume, this little bit of buy volume that has come in recently. And we just need to see a little bit more of that. And I don't think that would be a big deal in my opinion. You can see every time we've seen a little bit of a spike in volume, it's typically around times where we've seen some sort of consolidation. So I wouldn't be surprised for us to consolidate for a little bit here, break out of this wedge, and see more volume flowing up. So let's take some questions from our live audience. We went through a ton of headlines. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of that research that we did today. Prince Sohow says, been so damn boring, but buying a opportunity. Absolutely. Ian Green saying, they like EOS because it's not immutable. Interesting. Thank you for mentioning that. Albert says, book please. Liasel Mitchell says, hi Naeem, what are your thoughts on ICX Icon? I think Icon is a great project, Liasel. I actually posted it on our Discord for our Sapphires and above. If you guys are receiving our long-term project reports that we release weekly on our Discord. If not, the link is in the description below. But I really like Icon, and we did a whole report on it, and we talked about its presence in South Korea and how it could truly revolutionize a lot of things there, and it already has in the medical industry and things of that nature. So I'd highly recommend looking more into Icon, but I think it's a great project just because of the fact that it has use case and it's benefiting people a lot, especially in South Korea. Tony Butt says, what is the purpose of Tron? Tron is planning to launch its mainnet, and it's pretty much going to compete with Ethereum and EOS, right? It has a developer fund that's quite significant. It has a huge community, and in my opinion, we could truly see Tron over the next few months starting to ramp itself up. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens following this coin burn, but I'm expecting a slight breakout, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some liquidity come into Tron soon, knowing that they're burning some coins. So that's what I say. Dave Hubner says, what up, Naeem? What is up, brother? KG says, people dump all over Tron, but it's extremely liquid and makes people money, so why not? Interesting here. Jacob says, hi, Naeem. How are you, Jacob? Did you cover Neo today? No, but we've talked about Neo, throughout this video. David says, only healthy charts right now are ETC and BNB. If you just use the buy cause it's cheap method, you'll be getting wrecked. Wouldn't touch TRX in a swing trade unless it breaks out of its downward trend. So interesting opinion here. Let's pull up BNB BTC. It's a coin we've been watching for quite some time, performing very well, breaking out of this overall ascending triangle that formed here since December 3rd all the way up until around July 9th until it broke out of that. And You know, we're seeing all-time highs here. You know, we started to retrace, but we saw another little surge of volume come in, more people buying in, but I'm still expecting us to at least correct towards that EMA. So give it a little bit of time. I wouldn't be surprised for it to be around that 24,000 Satoshi range, possibly even hitting that 21,000 Satoshi range as we talked about before, looking at the Fibonacci retracement here with BNB. So that's what I would say here. Lax says, do you think Stellar's index will hurt its chances from being added to Coinbase? You know, Coinbase does its own thing. You know, they recently added Ethereum Classic, I believe, and you know, it makes sense. Ethereum Classic is the original blockchain of Ethereum, right? So Albert says, can you give us an estimated time when you feel Bitcoin's price will stop being uncertain, but the price starting to fully go up any month, perhaps? Well, Albert, understand that us consolidating doesn't mean that it's really uncertain. It's just the fact that we're steadily increasing in price right now. We're seeing a little bit less volatility is really what's happening, which is no big deal at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that just because we saw a huge ramp up in December doesn't mean we have to have these same expectations of the market at all times. You have to understand there's still periods of consolidation, and that's still very healthy for a market, especially if we can consolidate around these zones. I think that would be great for us to never go below 6,000, you know, especially knowing the amount of growth we've seen over the past few months. Albert says, can you give us an estimated time when you feel Bitcoin? Oh, we just talked about that. Sorry. Here, Alibaba and Tron partnership. We'll see. You know, Justin Sun and Jack Ma, you know, they're in the same country, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be partnered together. I know he's, you know, taken a picture with him before, but that picture is just the one picture with, you know, him. It's not like they have a partnership really established. I know that a couple people in the Tron team have come from Alibaba, but that doesn't mean anything, right? It's like somebody working from Amazon or something and working in your company. So Leo still says, do you think ETC will pull back more before running up? I haven't looked at ETC. Let's look at ETC USD really quick. Yeah, I definitely think this is going to see some sort of a pull. You can see RSI already starting to fall. We saw resistance right around that 60 range, which we know is a known resistance level. So we're staying in the neutral zone here. I wouldn't be surprised for this RSI to at least go down to those 50s before seeing any further highs. So definitely think there's going to be a little bit more of a retracement here based on this chart. Timothy says, good to see you, brother. Good to see you too, guys. Any other good questions here or not? So let's see here. I love what you're doing at David Morals. Good luck, bro. That is awesome. When is Tron doing the burn? Well, talking about dates and times. So here is some dates for you all to keep in mind here. Remember, buy the hype, sell the news if you guys want to get positions into coins. VeChain Thor mainnet launch time. Remember, mainnets are typically indicative of or followed by price increases, right? More liquidity, more attention for that token, people getting excited. So here are some dates for you to keep in mind here. You can see here it says Xnode status monitoring resumes on the VeChain Thor blockchain on August 1st. August, VeChain will integrate with Ledger. And then you can see here, mainnet launch June 30th, Authority Masternode deployed, mainnet go live. So June 30th is the time to watch. And then into August, we're going to see a ton of development here with VeChain. So keep these dates in mind. If you guys want these updates, follow us on Twitter. We post updates at SnipersTube on Twitter. As you can see, this is our Twitter profile, and we will constantly update you guys with these mainnet launch dates and things of that nature, so you guys are always up to date. So let's go ahead and start to wrap up this baby. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Doesn't seem like we have any other good questions here. MJ says, favorite crypto outside top 50 to 100. I would say there are quite a few. Zilliqa maybe, unless it's not there yet. Nick Bannister, hi, I'm Ruby member here. Thanks for all you do. I just have a long-term portfolio and buying at the dips. Can you tell me any of the downfalls I might encounter doing this that I'm not thinking of? I would say that holding too many coins and not being able to manage them properly, Nick. You know, and that's why you really want to make sure you still have stop losses set up on those orders, just so that you have the ability to prevent and manage your portfolio without having to keep track of it all the time. So that's the best tip I can give you. That was actually a pretty good tip, so I think that'll definitely help you. Leah Sell, when are your courses available? And they're coming very soon. I would say less than a month, and we'll have our Cryptocurrency Academy up, and that's going to be an exciting release. I'll be posting my talk at where was this? UCLA. I had a speech at UCLA University here in California, and I will be posting that soon as well. So stay tuned for my talk there. It was awesome, and I feel honored to have that opportunity to speak at UCLA and, you know, represent Sniper Stew. So I'll be posting that as well. Yes. Scott says, Naeem, great stuff. Thank you, brother. All right. Awesome, y'all. Thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the headlines for today. And Dave Hubner says, can't wait to go to sniper school. Well, guess what? It starts with snipers out.